Okay, so now we're gonna focus on the next bit. Okay, so you've said all the right things. Now you've got the girl. Before you know it, you're gonna be a proud owner of a cute little whatever, or have a couple of puppies, or what have you. Or next, you might find more women toiletries in your bathroom than at the Macy's counter. But you know what? It doesn't really matter right here. Okay, you just need to remember the three don'ts. Okay, first off, don't lose yourself. Okay, don't disappear into a couple. Make sure you each retain your own interests and hobbies. Okay, don't get so attached at the hip that you never see your ego again. Okay, don't ever do that, because as soon as you do that and you completely lose yourself or lose each other in this, everything becomes normalized. Everything becomes expected. That's something you don't ever want to do. And at the same time, don't let yourself go. Okay, just if she, let me use an analogy here. Okay, if she wanted a baby tiger for whatever reason, she would have found one. Okay, but just because you have a significant other does not mean you should stop going to the gym and spend your life in sweats. Okay, it doesn't work that way. She liked you put together and fit. So keep it up. Okay, don't just sit at home and do nothing. Okay, that's not something you want to do. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't let go of yourself. Be who you are. But at the same time, keep this in mind. If she wanted something else, she would have found it already. All right. Third, don't stop having fun. Okay, there'll be plenty of time from just dumb stuff and what have you. Okay, there'll be puppies, children, diapers, chores, things of the nature of the stuff to do. But you need to also remember to find time to enjoy each other's company. Okay, whether it's a restaurant, going out to the lounge, going skiing, playing at the park, it doesn't matter what it is. Okay, you need to find time to have fun and enjoy each other's company without the effects of life getting in the way. One of the other major things I want to throw out there, this isn't one of the three don'ts, but I'm just going to put it out there. Do not consistently talk about money, okay? Because that is one of the major things that can tear a relationship apart, okay? Doesn't matter how you feel about it, doesn't matter how she feels about it. The last thing that you should be talking about right now is money, okay? Because as soon as money becomes an issue in a relationship, or becomes a main thing, a reason why you do's and you don'ts, okay? Then, as soon as you have a falter or she falls through, the relationship tends to fall through as well, because money is an issue. And, no woman wants a broke man, but at the same time, you want a woman that will be there in case you fall through and say you had a good job, but then you happen to lose it. You want a woman that will, stay with you and help you. So that means that as long as you're not the main reason why your money is dropping, as a guy, you shouldn't have to worry about your lady leaving you because you have no money, okay? Because if she loves you for who you are, this shouldn't even be an issue. At the same time, women, you need to keep this in mind. A guy should not be based off of the money he has or how much he makes. Now, it's great when we have a lot of money, don't get me wrong. Everything will be a lot easier, will be a lot simpler. But if you base your relationship on the fact of the type of job the guy has and how much money he makes, I'm guaranteeing you right now, you will be sorely disappointed and your relationship will not be stable or last very long. Okay. All right. Next, that's it for this tip here. I think I'm gonna do like one or two more tips, and I'm gonna call it a cuts here in a while, because right now it's about 3:18 a.m. here in Houston, and I may be a night person, but that doesn't mean I don't want to sleep. I still got other stuff I got to do today as well. Okay, guys, so let me hit you up for a couple more tips. Like I said, if you have anything you want to add, if you have a comment, a concern about anything I'm telling you right now, any of these thoughts that I'm putting out here for you to consider, I want to hear your piece. I want to hear what you have to say. And that includes the women too. I want to hear what you guys have to say. If there's something you think I forgot to say or something I haven't mentioned yet, and you want to make sure I get your point in as well, hit me up. Don't forget to hit that call-in button and let me know what's up. All right. Again, this is Gentrics. This is Thoughts. If it were you, I'm gonna continue this segment with two more bits, and I'm gonna call it breaks for a little while. Okay. Okay. So, moving on to the next piece here. This is some good advice for men just in general, okay? And I'm actually being dead serious about this, so please, consider this or at least think about doing it. Now, whether you do it or not, like I said before, this is up to you. I'm just putting the advice out there. I'm just letting you know. This is some stuff for you to think about, as is the theme of this channel, okay? First off, don't ever text your woman, okay? I mean, it's fine every so often, but seriously though, if a woman texts you, or your lady texts you, you need to still at least attempt to call her. You'll win her over a lot more. You'll let her know you care more when you at least put in the effort to at least call her at some point, whether it's immediately after the text or a couple of minutes after, a few minutes after you've been texting her for a little bit. But seriously though, if you have like issues, things that's going on, important updates, or something great happened or something bad happened, you want to call her. You don't want to text her any information, because not only is it cold, but it doesn't show what it shows, that you don't really care too much to hear her voice or her actual physical reaction. Okay. Also, being the guy, you need to make sure you have reservations. You need to make a date plan. Okay, places to go during the week, or places to go after. Okay, a guy should always be good with a date plan. Okay, this helps him get a second date, because if the first date went successful, okay, this is assuming that you haven't quite got her yet, or you're about to get a good date from talking to her. Say you've went on a date already, having planned out the second one already is a good way to show that you really are thinking about her and you really care, okay? Because some women, when they go on a date, if they liked it, the first question that comes out of their mouth is, so where are we going next time? And you want to at least have an answer for that. Third, and this is very important regardless of where you're at, be early. Okay, women get nervous when a guy doesn't show up, or whether they're not on time. You need to be early. Okay, it shows that you made an effort and that you are calm, relaxed, instead of apologizing and being short-winded when she gets there. Okay, that you don't ever want to be that way. And like I said, being early and showing that you care shows that you care, and you want her to know that you appreciate her and you want to be there with her. Okay, fourth. Man, I had this all planned out in my head. I promise. Be a gentleman, okay? Like I said earlier on in this set, be a gentleman. Walk her to the cab, walk her to your car, what have you, whatever you're riding in, whether it's a bus or it doesn't matter what it is. You walk her to the vehicle and make sure she gets in. Show interest in her safety. Make sure her seatbelt's buckled and close the door. Make sure she has all her belongings, her purse included, okay? This is just a natural guy thing to do. Like I said before, some women don't like this type of thing. They think that we're being feministic or sexist. I assure you, we are not. It just shows that we care, okay? But like I said, I'll focus on the women's aspect later. Right now, we're just focusing on that, okay? And on another note, okay, if the date went successful, or how you'll know if it's successful, okay, call for another date, but within the 2-day period. Not immediately, but then don't call like after a week or something, but let her know that after the date has completed, a couple hours later, that you enjoyed it. Call her, don't text her this, and then at the same time, don't forget to ask when you can go on the next date. It shows interest, and it shows that you're looking forward to the next time and that you enjoyed it. This also goes for women as well. Just a personal thing here. And then another thing to keep in mind when you're going on dates, don't be afraid to take risks, okay? And show interest. Forget playing it cool. Forget being that guy who can do all this really great stuff, okay? When she knows you're interested, it sparks interest in her. And even when it's never there before, your interest and attention on her also makes you more attractive. Just keep this in mind. There's nothing more attractive, or I guess you could say sexier, than a man who's willing to put himself on the line to be with them. Okay, that's just a general approach right there for guys. In case you didn't understand why women are the way they are when it comes to something like this, that's just simple as that. Avoid hanging out, go eat, can I have your number? I'd never say, can I have your number, okay? They are ambiguous, and it's not clear if it's, you just want to be their friend, or if you want to take them out, okay? Or you want to go on a date, or can I call you? These are much better responses, and they're clear and more direct. I know it's a risk, but she's already not going out with you though, so what's the worst that can happen? Keep that in mind, okay? That's something else to think about, okay? Okay. Something I forgot to mention a minute ago, like I said, you want to be clear what you say. Okay, try not to be too vague. Women can't read your mind. I assure you, they cannot read your mind. Okay, a lot of people, a lot of guys automatically assume that, especially when they work with other people, that they know when a person's interested and how they feel. When in reality, they have no idea. Okay, and a lot of people end up getting hurt because of this, and it causes a lot of stuff to basically go to hell, and it never improves. Okay, and at the same time, when I say be clear, you know be clear when you're asking her what you want to do. Is the same thing goes for women who ask guys out, because I know they do this too. You need to be clear. We can't read your mind. Okay, I'd like to take you out, or would you like to go on a date with me, or can I call you? These are much better. They're clearer, easier responses, and like I said before, it's like you are taking a risk, but I guarantee you about 50 to 75% of the time it will pay off, even if she does say no. Let's see here. Keep this in mind, okay? Don't settle, okay? Don't be so quick to settle, okay? And if you do find someone, you need to find someone who is worthy of you. Don't ever settle for anything less, okay? Don't, and at the same time, don't. Well, you know what? I'll focus on that topic a little bit later. We'll cover that later, okay? But importantly for guys, don't settle for less, but don't exclude the ones that just because they don't look appealing or they don't sound appealing. You never know. That person could be the one person that is there that's for you, okay? Along with that, it's imperative that you first of all believe that having your ideal mate is possible, okay? Second, believe that you deserve to have your ideal mate, okay? Usually men find no trouble attracting material things that they want, like a house, car, TVs, clothes, etc. Even favorite sports events and things of that nature, which, by the way, I'm not a sports person, okay? The problem lies in attracting their ideal mate is not having a clear vision of the kind of person that they are attracted to, and not settle for anything that doesn't fit the description of the woman of their dreams, okay? My suggestion is that you should first have the kind of woman you're looking for clearly written down in every detail. This includes their personality traits, their physical attributes, as well as their religious. I cannot talk this morning. Their religious beliefs. Yes, like I said before, this is not a religious channel. Okay, don't get me wrong, but you need to keep that in mind as well, because there are some women out there that are religiously strong and will or believe a certain faith or thing, and they will not change it for you or anybody. Okay, you need to keep that in mind. For there you have a physical manifestation of your ideal mate. And that's just the whole point of writing this down, okay? So therefore, she's no longer an idea or a desire in your heart, okay? You'll find that she literally will show up in your life. So how you'll know? Usually she'll be the one person you least expect, okay? I just want to make this known, okay? And this is from a woman's perspective, okay? I understand a lot of guys out there watch porn, okay? I'm not one of them. I find it disrespectful to my mom and my future mate, okay? But keep this in mind for those of you who do, and I'm not going to make you stop. This is your own personal decision, okay? Do not watch a lot of it. Believe this or not, do not watch a lot of it, okay? Actually, you know what? I'm running out of time here. Because you only get about 5 minutes here for each bit for this podcast, and this is a big topic right here. I'm gonna have to cover this in more than one part, but let me go ahead and cover what I can right now in the next 30 seconds. Porn can kill the emotional and physical intimacy in your relationship. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it up like that right now, okay? In most practices, I'm seeing there are a lot of growing attractive young couples who are emotionally disconnected or are not even being intimately involved. And usually it's the reason is when you start looking into it a little bit more, it's usually porn that causes the issue, okay? Whether the guy or the girl. And I'm speaking to the guys right now, not so much the women, but you need to keep this in mind. Just because it helps get you off or helps get the thing started by watching too much of it, it can cause a disconnect where you just see her as another porn star. So, picking up where I left off, like I said, from that last bit, you know, porn is usually the main reason that a lot of relationships fall apart, or they lose their intimacy, or basically the attraction between the two people. Sure, it may be okay for getting started, but it's usually something like this. And I know a lot of guys, like I said before, watch it. It usually becomes an addiction, and at that point, it's just it's not something that women want to come home to, especially when they know that the guy's been doing, like, because to be honest, if you're one of those guys out there that masturbate, and I'm personally, I'm against that, but again, this is not about me. No girl, no woman, no lady, there's a word, wants to come home to the smell of a guy who's been kicking it off from something like that. First off, it doesn't set the mood. It's not very attractive, especially if you had cleaned up your mess and you just straight up fell asleep after you did it. It's just it's not attractive whatsoever. And then on top of that, coming for a woman to come home and find her guy even doing it in the first place is embarrassing. You would think it would be embarrassing to the guy, but obviously if he's doing it, he's not too worried about it. But for the woman, it is embarrassing. Okay. Personally, I'd have nothing against people who watch it, because I can't make you change your mind. But if you're having a hard time getting aroused by the real woman who's actually with you, the one who's sleeping next to you in the bed, but you're easily turned on by some anonymous woman on a computer screen or your phone or what have you, your iPad or whatever, that you don't even know, then right now, right here, you need to consider this, that porn, that stuff that you're watching may be the cause, okay? There have been a lot of studies that have shown that, what do they call it, dopamine, the key factor, it's a chemical in your brain, in your body, that it's driven learning that it's a certain addictive drug. It's addictive, okay, like cocaine, amphetamine, morphine, what's the other one called? I can't think of it at the moment. I can't think of it. Even cigarettes, I guess we'll go with that for now. It directly affects the dopamine system in your body, and when someone gets sexually aroused, the same areas in your brain that are activated as when doing this is the same as in drugs. Okay, so especially when a person is exposed to the novel stimuli, the basic arousing, like just passing your hands on the person or such, especially when it's sexual in nature, it creates an intense rush that can lead to an arousal or even an addiction to something. This is why some guys, even women, are either addicted to sex or they're addicted to porn, and it can't be helped, because it's become a major part of your life. And one of the books that I've read, and from my friend's personal experience, and I've repeatedly had to help him out from this, repeated exposure to the same thing over and over again, it transfers all those images to your brain, and then in your brain, the way you think, you will, after a while, you'll start to prefer those images to your real life partner. And it's basically, you'll never see her the way you used to. You'll never see her for what she is or what she's worth, because you'll always have that picture of that other person you don't know, have never met, stuck in your head for as long as you're with her. And this causes a lot of insecurities, a lot of problems, a lot of attraction issues. This keeps you from connecting like you're supposed to, and it also keeps relationships from lasting more than a couple of weeks, couple of days, or even a couple of months. And it's sad, but this is the reality of things right now. And I want all of you guys out there who are listening to this to think about this and consider your actions. Like I said earlier on, your actions affect not only you, but the people around you, and even the woman that you're with. That being said, I'm done with that topic. Like I said, I don't care for porn. I find it disrespectful, and as you can tell, if you don't believe me, you can look up the information. This is just a little bit food for thought. I want you to think about it. Is it really okay? Is it really healthy for you? Okay? Think about it.